Welcome to today's Explainer. So tell me, have you ever caught yourself just daydreaming about humanity's next massive leap into the cosmos? You know, the idea of actually colonizing the red planet has completely captured our imaginations for decades now. But if we look beyond those cinematic, sweeping Hollywood shots of a vast, red, dusty landscape, what would an actual, regular Tuesday morning look like if you lived there? Well, today, we're doing a serious reality check. Let's dive right in and explore what human life would realistically demand if we actually packed up and made Mars our home.
क्या हम Mars पर jeans पहन सकते हैं? I mean, can we wear jeans on Mars? It sounds kind of funny, right? But honestly, it's the absolute perfect way to frame this whole what-if scenario. Just picture yourself waking up, brewing a nice hot cup of your morning tea, and getting dressed. Could you comfortably sip that tea wearing your favorite pair of jeans and a t-shirt, just casually strolling outside to check out the neighborhood? This one simple question really forces us to strip away the sci-fi fantasy and look at the undeniable hard facts of the Martian environment.
Baharka dress code. All right, let's step outside. Or, well, try to. Because unlike Earth, where you just check a weather app to see if you need to grab a light jacket, Mars enforces a completely mandatory dress code the second you reach your front door. Because the number one issue we run into? The atmosphere. Here on Earth, we are constantly wrapped in this beautiful, breathable, invisible shield that we take for granted literally every single second. But Mars, it is an entirely alien environment. Stepping outside isn't just about braving a chilly breeze, it's stepping into a world that is actively hostile to your lungs. It's a completely different ballgame out there. And the actual makeup of that alien air is truly terrifying. It is a staggering 95% carbon dioxide. 95%. Oxygen is practically non-existent. And that right there is exactly why casually rocking jeans outside is a total no-go. To even think about stepping a single foot outside your habitat, you absolutely have to be wearing a heavy, bulky, fully pressurized spacesuit. It's a non-negotiable requirement for your survival. Okay, but hey, it's not all doom and gloom. There's actually a pretty fun perk. Gravity on Mars is only 38% of what we feel on Earth. 38%. That means even while you're wearing that massive, heavy spacesuit, you'd basically be able to pull off superhero-level jumps. You could literally leap incredible distances, just effortlessly bounding across the red dirt in a way that would be completely impossible back home. So yes, bouncing around like a superhero sounds incredible, but there is a severe catch here. It's called regolith. As you're landing those epic jumps, you're kicking up this superfine chemical-laden dust that covers the entire planet, and it is highly toxic. If you aren't meticulously careful with your decontamination protocols, tracking this toxic dirt back into your habitat could literally be fatal to you and your entire crew. Ghar, khana, or communication. Okay, so we survived our little trip outside. But what exactly happens when you go back indoors? How do our most basic human needs adapt? When we compare a daily routine on Earth to one on Mars, the contrasts are just mind-blowing. Think about shelter. You can't just build a cozy surface house with big glass windows on Mars. Why? Because the radiation levels on the surface are insanely dangerous. Instead, you're going to be living in underground habitats, or maybe even sheltering deep inside ancient lava tubes, just to stay protected from that extreme radiation. And that brings us to dinner. Because of that highly toxic regolith we just talked about, traditional farming in the dirt is pretty much completely off the table. Your daily Martian menu is going to rely heavily on hydroponics, which is basically growing plants in water without soil, along with vertical farming and lab-grown meals. So get ready to have your lunch served up exclusively from a high-tech agricultural lab. But honestly, maybe the most frustrating part of your whole day is going to be communication. Let's say you want to send a quick text back to Earth. At minute 0, you hit send. Because of the vast, massive distance between the planets, it takes about 22 minutes just for that message to travel through space and hit their phone. Then they read it, type a quick hello, and hit send. Boom, that's another 22 minutes back. You are literally staring at a 44-minute wait time just for a one-word reply. The era of instant messaging? Yeah, that is officially over. Dimaji Chinadian, or isolation. Now, beyond the physical survival and the lab-grown food, we really need to talk about the severe psychological toll this is going to take. We're talking about millions of kilometers. Millions! That is the distance separating you from your family, your friends, the smell of rain, and basically the comforting familiarity of everything you've ever known on Earth. This isn't like moving abroad where you can just catch a quick flight home for a holiday. This is a profound, deeply felt isolation on an absolute cosmic scale. It really boils down to this one powerful thought from our source material. Hard-walked ik survival mode, Meirana, just constantly living in survival mode. Imagine the sheer mental weight of that. You aren't just casually existing, you're actively managing your artificial air, you're monitoring radiation levels, you're rationing lab food. That constant, exhausting psychological pressure of just trying to stay alive every single day, that is probably the biggest, most unseen challenge of this entire endeavor. Osley survival test. So, as we wrap up this explainer, we really have to look at the big picture here. We've kind of totally dismantled that romantic sci-fi movie myth of effortlessly conquering another world. What we're actually left with is a gritty, scientific reality. Living on Mars isn't just about planting a flag. It is about absolute, extreme human endurance. It is the ultimate reality check.
Which brings us to our final ultimate question. Kya aap Mars par jana pasand karenge? Knowing absolutely everything you know now, the unbreathable 95% carbon dioxide, the highly toxic dirt, the underground isolation, the agonizing 44-minute text delays, and the nonstop pressure of survival mode, are you genuinely ready for humanity's ultimate survival test? If someone handed you a ticket right this second, would you still want to go? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating topic with me in today's explainer, and always keep questioning the universe around you.